This album cost $800,000, and this one cost $4 million. But your vinyl collecting journey starts here with this $1 thrift store find. Thrift store records are scratched, dusty relics that smell like mildew and heartbreak, but there's magic in their imperfection. Because physical music hits different. It's the hiss before the track, the crackle after a chorus, the weight in your hand. It makes you feel like the music is happening in your room, not just playing in your ears. The dollar bin is full of forgotten albums from forgotten artists with once burning dreams. It's not about quality, it's about discovery. Most of them are complete crap, but that 1 in 1,000 record makes it all worth it. And once you taste that, you're hooked. You want something clean, so you grab Taylor Swift's Midnight's Lavender Haze edition for $10. Modern vinyl that doesn't just sound good, it smells like new plastic and hope. Taylor's record is everywhere, and that's the point. It's comforting, familiar, Instagrammable, but after a few spins and a dozen TikTok haul videos, it starts to feel generic. You didn't start collecting just to become predictable. So you delete Spotify in a burst of vinyl purity rage and pick up the Urban Outfitters clear vinyl Arctic Monkeys AM for $40. Now you're participating in the ritual, slicing shrink wrap, reading liner notes, gently dropping the needle. This record looks sick under LED light. It sounds like youth and bad decisions and late night car rides. But you notice something. Everyone has it. Again, AM is the vinyl version of a MacBook Air. Sleek, reliable, but soullessly popular. You want something weird, older, riskier. You want to earn your place as a collector. So for $100, you snag a 1963 UK Parlophone mono pressing of the Beatles' Please Please Me. You bought history. Minimal packaging, primitive stereo, but pure magic. And you scored. This pressing usually goes for 5 times the price. You feel like Indiana Jones in a thrift store. But there's a catch. Everyone who cares about vinyl owns a Beatles record. It's a rite of passage, not a flex. You're not just collecting music anymore. You're chasing identity. So now you drop $500 on the Sex Pistols' God Save the Queen A&M pressing. This record isn't just rare, it's radioactive. Pressed, pulled, destroyed. Most copies were thrown in the trash by the label after they freaked out about the content.
Most banned, most hated, most vilified, most despised, and somewhat loved all at the same time. I wonder who I could be talking about.
You're holding rebellion in wax form. It's punk that nearly got erased from history. This isn't music, it's protest sealed in plastic.
I suspect that somewhere somebody just came down and said, you do realise, of course, that God Save the Queen must not be number 1.
You start to notice something. Each time you level up, the last record feels smaller, less impressive, less you. Welcome to vinyl addiction, where context matters more than content. Now you're chasing ghosts. For $1,000, you buy the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan original stereo pressing with the deleted tracks. 4 songs pulled after release.
I genuinely love that melody.
Columbia realized too late. The damage was done. The few that slipped through became legend. This is musical folklore. This is the stuff that makes other collectors nod silently in respect. But let's be honest, you didn't spend $1,000 because you needed another Dylan album.
I had 2 of these, 2 original Freewheelin' Bob, and all of my Dylan collecting friends all over the world had 0. Right. So I actually felt guilty.
You did it because no one else you know owns it. So you buy a Verve mono pressing of The Velvet Underground and Nico, complete with the unpeeled Andy Warhol banana sticker. The sticker is art. The album is chaos. The moment is sacred. One careless peel and it's worthless. You become the kind of person who owns art you're afraid to touch. Your collection sits behind glass. You spend more time organizing Discogs spreadsheets than actually listen. The music is still there, but now it's buried under value. But you don't care. You get Pink Floyd's The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Columbia UK mono first pressing, original laminated cover. You tell your friends it's about the sound, but truthfully, you just wanted that laminated cover under a spotlight. Syd Barrett's voice feels like a haunting now. This isn't nostalgia, it's preservation, it's archaeology. You buy Music for Supermarkets by Jean-Michel Jarre for $14,000. Only 1 copy exists.
Got this idea to produce the record and selling it as a painting.
Sold at auction, master tapes destroyed, broadcast once, then vanished. You're not just collecting music anymore, you're collecting absence, scarcity itself, value created by destruction. You can't even play it.
No second chance. So, I mean, the record has been played actually only once on the radio. So.
You can't replace it. It exists purely so others can't have it.
Qu'est-ce que vous allez en faire? Conserver en souvenir de mon ami Jarre.
Personnellement et intimement.
So, you grab the 1964 Capitol Records Can't Buy Me Love black and yellow variant for $27,500. Colored vinyl from peak Beatlemania. At the time, nobody cared. But now, every bored billionaire wants one. This isn't about Beatles love anymore. It's about manufactured scarcity. You're not collecting songs, you're collecting flexes. To put your collection into one of legend, you buy the record that broke Discogs, a Scaramanga Silk promotional single. No one knows why it sold for so much. Even the artist was confused. That's what makes it beautiful. You don't understand it either, and that's the point.
About 2 weeks ago, Discogs contacted me about the news. I was obviously quite stunned. Initially, thought it was some sort of wind-up. It just seemed a bit too surreal.
For $125,000, it's getting out of hand. You buy the sealed stereo First Date Butcher cover, Baby Dolls, Raw Meat, Pop Art Nightmare. Capitol panicked and pulled it.
A massive recall plan, codenamed Operation Retrieve, was put into action just 5 days before the album's scheduled release date.
Now collectors pay 6 figures to own the controversy.
Prices range from $1,000 to $2,000 for average ones, to in excess of $100,000 for sealed first date or never covered ones.
You're babysitting this record like it's radioactive, but part of you loves that, the power and the taboo. You want even more of that power, so you buy the Beatles' most famous record. You stare at the ink. 4 Beatles signatures on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Club Hearts Band. The music, it's the same as Spotify, but this ink, this is museum tier. Time frozen in pen strokes. At this point, you're not even pretending this is about the music anymore. For $300,000, your collection is getting known. You buy Elvis Presley's My Happiness, a one-off acetate he made for his mom. This isn't a record, this is origin myth. The copy Jack White bought. Elvis before he was Elvis, and somehow you still want more. For almost $800,000, you buy the Beatles' White Album, serial number 000001, Ringo's personal copy, the very first ever numbered. You're staring at a slab of white cardboard that cost as much as a brownstone, and weirdly, you feel at peace. From dollar bins to $1 million grails, this isn't about vinyl anymore. It's about obsession. It's about belonging. It's about chasing a piece of yourself in plastic sleeves and paper jackets. In a world of infinite streams, you're choosing scarcity, tangibility, presence. Your collection isn't about what you listen to. It's about who you've become. And apparently, that person is willing to spend $4 million to prove it. Congratulations, you're officially obsessed. You buy Wu-Tang Clan's Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. 1 copy, originally sold to a pharmaceutical villain, then seized, then bought by crypto weirdos, legally unplayable until the year 2103. You now own an album you're contractually forbidden to enjoy. You didn't buy music, you bought myth.